Hi Scholar, welcome to Post Scholar's channel. I want to believe something inspired or triggered you to watch this video. Don't worry, what you seek for, you will find it. Stick with me. So the title of this video is Simultaneous Equation in Order Number Basis. And we have one question we are going to look into together. And the question says A2 base x minus 80 base y equal 90 base 10. B4 base x plus 77 base y equals 250 base 10. What is the value of x and y? So we start by writing solution. Next, we write down the question which says A2 base x minus 80 base y equal 90 base 10. Then B4 base x plus 77 base y equal 250 base 10. Now, looking at this, automatically we know that this is looking like a simultaneous equation, right? This is looking like a system of simultaneous equation. What we'll first of all do is to label the equation so that we know which is which. So what I'll do is I'll name this one equation 1, right? And I'll name this one equation 2, right? Now, if you check very well, you see that there are different bases. Here we have base 10, here we have base y, and here we have what? Base x. So what we are going to do is we are going to transform every base in this system of equation to base 10. It simply means we are not bothered about this, neither are we bothered about this. What we want to do is we want to convert this term here to base 10 and this term here to base y, because right now it's in base x and the base x is unknown. Same thing, this one is in base y and the base y is unknown. So let's work with equation 1 first, then we'll work with equation 2. So let's go. We want to convert equation 1, the left hand side of equation 1, we want to convert it to base 10. So before we do that, I'll first of all write the equation 1 again, which says A2 base x minus 80 base y equal 90 base 10, right? Next, I will change this term here to base 10. And how do I do that? Remember how we usually do that? First of all, I will order it 0 and 1. Then next, I will expand this term in the power of the base here, which is what? X. So I'll start by saying a times x raised to power 1 plus 2 times x raised to power 0. So I'll write that down, which is a times x raised to power 1 plus 2 times x raised to power 0. Now, by doing so, we have transformed this term here to base 10. So next, minus and 0 and 1. Next, I will say 8 times y raised to power 1 plus 0 times y raised to power 0. So let's write that down. We have 8 times y raised to power 1 plus 0 times y raised to power 0, which is equals to the right hand side, which is 90 base 10. We are not bothered about this because it's already in base 10. So I'll write 90 base 10. So next, I will simplify. You already know that x times 1 is still the same thing as x. Then a times x is ax. I'm coming, remember, just watch what I'm doing. Ax, right? Then plus, we already know that 2 times x raised to power 0 is 1. Then 1 times 2 gives what? 2. So I'll write my 2 minus 8 times y raised to power 1 is y. Then y times 8 is 8y, right? Then plus y raised to power 0 is 1. 1 multiplied by 0 gives 0. So I'll write 0, which is equal to the right hand side 90 base 10. Now, if you remember, in number base system, there's what we call hexadecimal. Now, this A is in hexadecimal. And what does hexadecimal mean? If you want to count in hexadecimal, it's simply 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then instead of you writing 10, you say A, B, C, D, E, and F. These are you count in hexadecimal, right? So automatically, this our A here means 10. We already know that A means 10, right? A means 10, B means what? 11, C means 12, D means 13, E means 14, and F represents what? 15. So automatically, I know that A represents 10. So I'll simply say 10 times x gives what? 10x. So I'll write 10x, right? 10x, right? Then plus what? Plus 2. 10x plus 2 minus what is 8y plus 0 is still what? 8y. Simply write 8y equals 90 base 10, which is our right hand side. So there's no need for me to write base 10 since the normal calculation we always do is always in base 10. So there's no need. So what I'll do now is I want to get rid of this 2. To get rid of this 2, I will subtract 2 from the left hand side and from the right hand side. So when I do that, I'll be left with 10 10x minus 8y in the left hand side and 90 minus 2 in the right hand side. So I'll have 10x minus 8y equal 90 minus 2 gives 88. But then if you check this equation very well, you will see that you can still simplify it. How do you do that? You divide all through by 2. Remember, in mathematics, especially equation, whatever you do to the left hand side, you must do to the right hand side. So we are going to divide both left hand side and right hand side by 2. So 10 divided by 2 gives 5. So here becomes 5x minus 8 divided by 2 gives 4. So minus 4y equal 88 divided by 2 gives 44 equals 44. Now remember, this equation here, which is equation 1, right, has been transformed. We transformed this equation. We played with it, right? We transformed it and it become this equation here. So we are going to name it equation 3, right? So equation 1 has become equation 3, right? So what do we do next? We go back to equation 2. We want to simplify equation 2 also. What do we do? So I'll say from equation 2. Next, I'll write down the equation. What does equation 2 says? Right? This is equation 2. I want to write it again. So it says b4 base x plus 77 base y equal to 250 base what 10. What do I do next? Here is in base, this term is in base x, this term is in base y, and this term is in base 10. So what I want to do is I want to convert this term to base 10 and also this term to base 10. So let's do it gradually. Let's start with this term first. So what do I do first? I'll first of all order it by saying 0 and 1. Next, I will say b times x raised to power 1 plus 4 times x raised to power 0. Let me write that down. B times x raised to power 1 plus 4 times x raised to power 0. Then plus this plus here, right? Plus the second term now. I'll order it also by saying 0 and 1. Now I will convert it to base 10 by writing 7 times y raised to power 1 plus 7 times y raised to power 0 equal the right hand side, which is 250 base 10. So there's no need for us to write the base 10 since we are working in base 10. Next, b times x raised to power 1 is bx, right? Then plus, we already know that 4 is x raised to power 0 is 1. Then 1 times 4 gives 4. Then plus y raised to power 1 is y. Then y times 7 gives 7y. Then plus y raised to power 0 is 1. 1 times 7 gives 7. So I write 7 equals 250. Next, like I said, this is b. We are working in hexadecimal. What does b represent? Will come here. If you check it, b represents what? 11. So I will say 11 times x gives what? 11x. I'll write down 11x plus 4 plus 7y plus 7 equal 250. Now if you check, you will see that we can actually add 4 and 7 together, right? When we add it, it becomes 11x plus 7y, right? 7y plus, let's now add it, 4 plus 7 gives what? 11 plus 11 equals 250, right? Now if you observe, you see that you have a number here and you have another number here. So to get rid of this number here, you subtract 11 from left hand side and right hand side. When you do so, you have 11x plus 7y. This 11 here gets eliminated since you are subtracting 11 from it, equals 250 minus 11. And what do you have? You have 11x plus 7y equals 250 minus 11 gives 239. Right now, if you check this equation very, you see that you can't simplify it further, so you name it equation 4. Now let's check what we have done. Right, equation 1, we simplified it, became equation 3, right? Then also equation 2, when we simplified it, was transformed to equation 4. So next we'll now combine the latest equation, which is equation 3 and equation 4. To do that, we'll write it down. What's equation 3? Equation 3 is 5x minus 4y equals 44. So let's write that down. 5x minus 4y equals 44. Then equation 4. Okay, we already have equation 4 here. So there's no need to disturb ourselves. Is 11x plus 7y equals 239. Equation 3 and equation 4. Good. Now, remember, what's the mission? The mission is for us to find the value of x and y. Now, looking at this equation, it's simultaneous equation, and there are many methods of solving simultaneous equation, but the one we are going to employ here is the elimination method. And how do you use elimination method? You have to first of all get rid of a variable. We have two variables here, the variable x and the variable y. So let's get rid of variable x. Before you can get rid of variable x, you must make sure the coefficient of x in equation 3 and the coefficient of x in equation 4 are the same. But if you check here now, you see that they are not the same. So to make sure they are the same, what you do is you multiply equation 3 by 11, right? This 11 here, right? This 11. Then you also multiply equation 4 by 5. You can see it. So let's do that. The first case, we want to multiply equation 3 by 11. Then let's do that. So 11 times 5 gives 35 minus 35x minus 11 times 4y gives 44y, right, equals to 11 times 44 gives 484, right? Then next, want to multiply equation 4 by 5. Let's do that. 5 times 11x gives 5 times 11x gives, sorry, for this equation 3, this 35 is supposed to be 55 because 11 times 5 gives what? 55. So let's change it to 55, right? Now let's continue. We are multiplying equation 4 by 5. Let's do that. So 5 times 11 gives 55x. Then 5 times 7y gives 35 plus 35y equals 5 times 239 gives 1195. So write it 1195, right? So this equation 3 has transformed to equation 5 and equation 4 transformed to equation 6. So what we can do now is to eliminate. If you check now, you will see that the coefficient of x in equation 5 is 55 and the coefficient of x in equation 6 is what? Also 55. So what we can do now is to subtract equation 6 from equation 5. So what I'll just do is to subtract, right? So I'll put minus here. So 55x minus 55s gone. You can see we have succeeded in eliminating x. Next, minus 44y minus plus 35y. You don't need to disturb yourself. Just say minus plus is what? It's minus. This is the new sign we are working with. There you can now say minus 44y minus 35y. That gives minus 79y, which is equal to, next, 484 minus 1195. That gives minus 711. What's the mission? The mission is for you to find the value of what? Y here. So to do that, you divide both sides by minus 79. Divide left hand side and right hand side by minus 79. So when you do that, you have minus 79 minus 79. And when you divide, minus 79 cancels minus 79, and you are left with y, which is equal to minus cancels minus, minus is plus. Then 711 divided by 79 gives 9. So finally, y is equal to 9, right? Now we need to find the value of x. So what do? You put y equals 9 into equation, let's choose equation. You can either choose equation 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, any one you like, but let's use the one that is easier for us. So we'll put it into equation 3. So we want to put y equal 9 into equation 3. So let's do that. Now doing that, we have 11x plus 7. Now this is y. Instead of us to put y, we'll substitute it as what? 9 plus 7 into brackets 9 equal to 239, right? 239. And let's continue. 11x plus 7 times 9 gives 63. equals 239. Now I want to get rid of this 63. So what do? You subtract it from both sides. And when you do that, you have 11x is equal to 239 minus 63. And when you do that, you have 11x equal to 239 minus 63 gives 176. Now divide both sides by 11 over 11 over 11. 11 cancels 11. Now what's left in the left hand side is x equal 176 divided by 11 gives 16. So therefore x equals 16, y is equal to 9. So you write it, y is equal to what? 9. And that's our final answer. So we can come to the question and say x, this x here represents what? 16, and y represents what? 9. And that is our final answer. I hope it is well understood. Hope to see you in my next video. God bless you. Bye.